So today we're going to be talking about purchase invoice return in our Books app. To access purchase invoice return, we have to go to the sidebar and here we see the returns tab. Within it, we have three different types of returns you can create. You can create an invoice return, you can create a purchase invoice return, or you can create an expense return. Right now we're going to be focused on purchase invoice return. So in our purchase invoice return, we have two pages. Either we can create a purchase invoice return or we can view our previously created purchase invoice returns. Let's go to the create page and we see a form come up. Here we have multiple fields, but we're going to focus on purchase invoice number dropdown for now. So here in the dropdown, we see multiple purchase invoices that have already been created for this account. If you don't have any purchase invoices, you can go back to the sidebar, scroll down, and you will see the purchase invoice tab. Within it, we have a create purchase invoice page where you will see the form come up for you to create a new purchase invoice. And here you see this purchase invoice number. This exact number will be used in this dropdown to create a return for that purchase invoice. So now let me just select a random purchase invoice number. And as you see, my details have been pre-filled to match this purchase invoice number, right? We have the vendor selected, we have multiple items added to our purchase invoice return. Now I can either create a full purchase invoice return with all three items for this invoice, or I can create a partial return. To create a partial return, I can either reduce one of these quantities to be either just one quantity, or out of three, I can just do two quantity. And I would still have that one quantity return left for this invoice that I have not generated. Or I can delete one of these items. So for now, I'm just going to delete this third item, UI UX design one. And now I only have two items added in this purchase invoice return. So now we can save this return. We can either save it or save and download. I'm going to go for save return. And I will be redirected to the view purchase invoice page. Here I will see that my latest return is the one I just created, right? I have all the details of it here, the vendor, the currency, the amount, items, description. And here on the left-hand action buttons, I can either download this purchase and return. I can edit this purchase invoice return, right? I can make some changes if I want. I can also delete this purchase invoice return. So I can do that by either clicking on this icon, the trash icon, or I can select it and then click on this delete selected button. Another thing I can do in this view page is add filters to filter out my data. So here we see all the filters we can apply. We can apply filters by invoice number, by the vendors, by the vendor type, by the whoever added this purchase return, date, and amount. So as we created a partial return for this purchase invoice, I'm going to go back to create purchase return and select that same invoice again. And now we see the one item that we deleted from the previous return is still available to be created for another purchase invoice return, right? So I'm going to save this again. And now I have created a full purchase invoice return for all the items in that specific purchase invoice, right? So let's go back to create purchase invoice and let's reselect the same invoice and we will see that we can no longer create a return for this purchase invoice. So in general, that is our purchase invoice return flow.